Hello and welcome to the Main Cave. Now in today's video we're going to be doing this, the battery and thermal upgrade kit with a backplate for the ROG Ally, and this is from Jsaux. I'll leave links down below of where you can get hold of it, and it will take you, if you follow this guide, around 15 minutes, and it is a brilliant upgrade. So if you're new here, we make regular videos on technology for your smart home, so please do consider subscribing, as we may make a video to make your life easier and I won't want you to miss out. So do hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So here is the box then that it all comes in. As I said, links below in the description. And what you get in the box is obviously first thing you get is the battery itself. Next up, you get some extra bits, some extra screws and some back plates, a branded screwdriver, a pair of pliers. Then also you get some extra stickers, the back plate itself, and then for later on, some blue rubber gloves and the heat sink. So if you look here, what I'm going to be using is an electronic screwdriver, and my ROG Ally is slightly different to yours, but don't worry, the process is exactly the same. The first thing we need to do is remove 6 screws, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. So grab your screwdriver and pop all those 6 out. Next up, grab the prying tool, and we're just going to separate the front from the back. Just poke it in, give it a bit of a wiggle, and it should all come free. And then just pull the 2 pieces aside from each other. There'll be no cables attached to them, so you can just pull it apart like so. Again, mine is a little bit different because I have a heatsink already installed. Yours might a little bit different, but the process again is exactly the same. So what we're going to do is first get the back plate that we've just taken off, and we're going to remove the 2 trigger pieces. If you look, there are 2 tiny screws. We need to pull those 2 screws out of each side. So get them unscrewed. Next up, we need to remove the back paddles, and that is simply a screw in the back. But you need to be very careful with this because under the screw there is a spring. So just be careful when taking the screw off that you leave the spring in, and then just comes out, and just make sure that doesn't go flying off across the desk. Put that somewhere safe. Now to pull the actual paddle off, it's just poking the black bits through the holes and they come off easily. Now just do that for the other side. Screw off, spring off, poke it through and pull the paddle off. Dead simple. So next up, get the back plate that came in the kit and the 2 paddles that you've just pulled off, put them back onto the back plate. Put them on, just give them a press down till they clip in. And now we're going to put the triggers back on. So place them on, seat them onto the plastic rods, and then as a little tip here, if you turn it over, the trigger needs to be pressed in for it to work. So if you hold it in and then screw the screws in whilst it's held in, it'd be a much easier way to do it. So get your little screws and screw them in. Then just make sure the trigger works fine after you've done it. Then move on to the next one, exactly the same process. Seat it in, screw it in, and just make sure the triggers work. Now we want to do the fiddly springs, so get the spring and place it on very gently, like so. Then get the screw and just lay it on top. Grab your screwdriver, and you're going to simultaneously press in and screw at the same time until it seats in. Now it's about time. We're going to put the blue gloves on because we're going to be playing around with a little bit of electronics. So gloves on, and again remember my Ally looks a little bit different because I already have a heatsink and the plate underneath it, but don't worry, it's exactly the same. So as I said, I'm going to take my heatsink off. You'll get one in the box, it's exactly the same, but this is what your ally will look like once you've taken the back plate off. Okay, so what we're going to do now is disconnect the battery. What you do is you push up the silver piece and pull the battery cable down and it will unclip. And now what we need to do is take the cable out from either side. So flick up the little holding clasp and then just simply pull the blue pieces out. Do both sides, then keep the cables safe somewhere. And then what we need to do is we need to remove 4 screws. There's one there under a sticker, and then the second one is just above there, and then the 4th one to the right. So get all those 4 taken out. Then once all those 4 screws out, it's a simple case of being able to pull the battery out. There's no force needed, just pull the battery and put it safe to one side. Now what we need to do is just pull this long piece of foam off. It's just held in by a little bit of glue and it should come off with no problems at all. Next up, get your pliers, and this bit is a little bit intimidating, but do not worry. We just need to remove this piece here to make it flat and this piece here to make it flat. So simply, the first one, just make sure you're nowhere near any cables, get the sides and then squeeze that piece off and it should just ping off and make it nice and flat. Next up, it's a little bit more trickier, this one, because it's a little bit bigger, but just snip all the way around, making sure that all 3 sides are cut off. Nice and flat. Then once that's done, we've got room to get the battery in. So grab the battery out of the box and then place it onto the ally. And what you need to check is that all of the screw holes are nicely flat and flush. So there and there, they all nicely fit. Then once you've done that, we're going to put the 4 screws back in that we removed earlier, exactly the same screws as we took out, and get those 4 screwed back in. Right, now we need to connect the battery, and this is probably the most fiddliest part of it. It's because it's a little bit tight. So just make sure you line it up, push it in, and then you're going to push the silver piece down to lock it in. Get the light sensitive strip tape out of the pack and place it onto the ally over on the right hand side. And then we're going to grab the heatsink out of the box, then just remove the sheet from the back and place onto the ally like so. Just making sure you've got that circular gap at the top for the screw. Press it down, not too hard, just make sure that it is stuck down. Then we're going to replace the cable, so both sides, just push the blue piece in, push the clasp down, and then repeat on the other side. Then once that's done, grab the back plate and place it onto the ally. Clip it together. It should go together with a nice satisfying click all the way around. And now you can take your gloves off if you want. I did that because it's just too hot for them to have on. Now grab the 6 screws that we took out earlier and place them all back in and screw them all in. Now to test the paddles and the triggers. They all seem nice. And now the moment of truth, we're going to be able to turn it on. So press that, you'll feel it vibrate, it all lights up, and away we go. So done, and there we know how it works. So overall, that takes around 15 to 20 minutes, no problems at all. Okay, so that was it then. That was my guide on how to do the battery and thermal upgrade kit with the backplate for the ROG Ally from Jsaux. I'll leave links down below where you can get a hold of this. Please like, please subscribe. Until the next video. Bye-bye.